Good morning, and how is everybody doing this beautiful wet day? I'm very glad the rain waited until I'd left Broadford to really start. So I just wanted to come on a quick live to talk about that wild medicine month that we just went through, which was absolutely like just blew my wildest expectations out the water. Um, as you know, we had two festivals and we also one in Tarbert, one in Skye that we just finished, and we also had our 4-day retreat, immersion retreat with Claire Houlihan, who co-wrote the book with me, medical herbalist and phenomenal all-round human. We were in Loch Allen and we were really helping people learn how to heal their own bodies. So the festivals obviously are light-hearted. You can come, you can go and do what you want, learn lots of things, meet lots of phenomenal new people. And they're two completely different models. It really depends where you're at. And, you know, there's quite a lot of men. It was great to see so many men there, although we still need more. But they're usually getting dragged along by their wives, and they're just slowly but surely like watching and seeing what's going on, and starting to get the like, okay, you know, because very often it takes a wee while. It certainly did that for me with cold water. I saw people doing it. I thought they're mental, and then I thought, why would you do that? You must be getting something out of it. So, and then eventually now, obviously, I'm a big advocate of it. It might not be your time, it might be, but obviously from the Heal Scotland perspective, we are big on stuff that's free. It's all about reconnecting to nature. This energy field interacting with that energy field, it's a no-brainer. We have all the science you could ever want in your life, all the data that shows us quite clearly we are energy interacting with energy. And what we have done without even realising it is we've disconnected ourselves from the 5 elements, and we are paying the very dear price, which is we're seeing burgeoning rates of disease and depression and anxiety and can't dare I say it, cancer as well. So that is something that we, the people, can impact on. We can listen to what they're telling us and we can do what we're told in terms of this is what's going to happen, or we can move out of fear, because this is what it's all about, moving out of fear, moving into a place where you're just like, well, what if I made different choices? What if we could look at this from a higher perspective? Because what I teach when we're talking about letting go is the higher up the vibrational scale you go, the higher perspective you have. It's like climbing an emotional mountain. When you get up the top, you can look around and you can see the whole view and you can decide where you're going from there. Whereas what most of us are doing are trying to make decisions from this fear-based, contracted perspective, which very often just leads to more fear-based, contracted perspectives. So in order to move out of that, and that's what happened at the festival, the Tarbert Festival was incredible as well. But our finale in Skye on Sunday was unreal, because obviously the sun came out, you've got one of the most amazing vistas in the world, and we had the piper standing on the end of the pier. We had the most powerful breathwork session I have ever had in my life, and I've done a lot of breathwork, as you know, if you follow me. It's the power of the collective, the power of the group, and the Wim Hof instructors, they just took us there. We did 6 rounds, and there was quite a few of us who went into this state, heavenly state. I'll not go into it much more than that, because you'll not believe me if you've never experienced it. But why would you know? That's why we're so passionate about telling people about the breath work. My God. And, you know, God bless the Wim Hof instructors that have been supporting me with this movement and getting this wonderful, simple 3-pillar approach to health out to the masses. Now, if you're in our world, you'll think that everybody knows about breath work, but they don't. And a lot of people are scared. They're scared what will happen if they start breathing in controlled hyperventilation, what's going to happen, because it's outside your comfort zone. So there's gentle ways to get into that. But if you have not yet experienced a Wim Hof breath method with instructors, with a group, then you are really missing a huge, huge part of what it is to be this human being. And to have that ability and that power to change your own chemistry, because this is all about alchemy, using your yi to change your chi. When we start breathing differently, thinking differently, doing things differently, hanging out with high energy people, we literally change our own vibration. And what was really interesting, we had a Kaylee as well, because we love the Kayleys. Watching how people step up, even when they don't want to, maybe they're a bit shy, maybe they don't know the dance, maybe they're tired like I was on Saturday night. You're just like, oh my God, I can't get up to do another dance. And then you get up and that energy of the tribe comes in, and how we kind of cajoled and forced some people to get up. And how, you know, then the energy is lifted. And we did Kirtan with Kirtan Highland on Sunday. And it started, if you've done Kirtan before, you know, it's mantra singing, and you start off very slow and gentle, and then you build it and build it and build it. And I kind of got up as I started to feel the energy, you know, rising. And then, you know, people are a wee bit shy, or maybe don't know what it is, don't know if you're saying the mantra right, all that stuff, the mind stuff comes in. And then eventually we got the energy really, really banging. And again, it just demonstrated for me, who teaches and bangs on this stuff all the time, how we can quite deliberately, by going to Kaylee, going to a mantra singing, going to family constellations. Are you willing to try? Are you willing to stand up and go, well, do you know what? Let me actually give this a good go, instead of sitting with cynicism and blaming, shaming and complaining. And we didn't really see much of that at all at these festivals. The level of fitness, I said to the guys at the Kaylee, do you notice that people are getting less fit at the Kayleys? It takes us, I don't know when you last went to a Kaylee, how much energy it takes. And then you're getting barreling around and you're like that, oh my God. So good for the brain. We laughed. The Arcadian Strip, the Willow at the end with both festivals was just a riot. Oh, hi Kate, how you doing? Lovely to see you. You are awesome, and I'm going to be in touch. Yeah, we literally deliberately got everybody in to stay, and the information from the locals. Skye's pretty magical place, I have to say. I was dumbfounded by the scenery. And, you know, we had, I don't want to start naming people because I'll forget some, because everybody was amazing. Everybody came there, and, you know, this movement is on. It's already on. People are doing incredible things, and that's what's strong in our communities. There's art studios and jewellery making all over that island, but the scenery, my God, we were just like, stop the car, stop the car. Whoa, look at this. Oh, and it wasn't always sunny, but it was freezing, absolutely freezing. So if you're coming next year, make sure you layer up, because there's nothing we can do about the weather, but that's what was really nice. Everybody in general was so supportive of us, and Kirsten Henderson, huge shout out to Kirsten, and of course John Angus, my friend Lorraine Rankin, who came and volunteered all week, really helping taking the weight off us, because we are part of this team, and it was really nice that so many people acknowledged and really held space for us as well, because you've got the people that show up, you've got the teachers and the healers and the presenters, and then you've got us, and we all really have to be having a good time, otherwise we're not going to do it. So it's really, really nice that we were so well supported and looked after. So a big shout out to everybody who helped and who turned up and who presented. And I got loads of inspiration of what we're going to do for the Healing Heb in January and February. We're going to be in there with a truckload of phenomenal energy and information, and we're going to be streaming live workshops out to you. If you've got a hub, you can join in, you can bring people together to learn from these passion, heart-led beings who really see this is the time for change, and the change is coming from the people, not from the top. This is a groundswell by the people, for the people, and it's the movement's already on. Maybe you're sitting in the sidelines going, what are these nutters doing? Maybe you don't understand. My part in it is to try and make it, put the kilt on it. As my pal Lou used to always say, put a kilt on that, Lilia. If I'm talking about quantum physics, she would just be like, what does that even mean? So to try and take this information, this exciting information about our energy field, and make it digestible for everyone, so that nobody gets a chance to hang you out like a kipper ever again. That you can take your power back and understand the phenomenal power you have within. And you can join us. Claire and I are going live tonight at 8 o'clock, and we are doing our next immersion retreat, Scotland's Wild Medicine late autumn retreat, the end of October in Loch Allen again. You get your own private room, it's got your own bathroom and shower, which having your own toilet when you're eating a lot of wild medicine can be helpful. We've got a beach right there. It's the first time we'd used that location, Claire's Medicine Garden, and all her the food from the community garden. So, I mean, it's just, and then you get a chance to really soak yourself in it. You get access to Claire and I, so you can go home with a plan to really, if you are struggling, or if you're just really big into prevention and you want to understand more about the science. If you just want fun, come to the festivals. We're putting the dates in. It looks like we're going to be in Tarbert around the same time next year. We're probably going to bring the Skye one into March, but that's not sealed in stone yet. And we need to come down to earth. I'm still absolutely buzzing with gratitude for everybody that came. That finale with that piper, that gorgeous man that just rocked up, took an elongated lunch hour, rocked up and piped us all into the water for free because we're a charity. That's the energy of people giving back without agenda. What's in it for me? It was just like, no problem. It was just unbelievable. Cara, love, good morning. Yeah, it was really magical. And Cara and our friend Anya, we came out the hall at half-time, Kaylee, and the sky, if you've seen the videos, was pinks and greys and behind them, and they did this fire dance, and I was just like, oh my God. This is spectacular. What a backdrop. I mean, really, we have the most phenomenal people. You know, some people are still a bit nervous about presenting. They've absolutely no need to be. Everybody blew me away. We have our own local talents who will get more confident at taking the lead through festivals like ours, and I'm sure like many others that are going on around the country. We're not in competition, we're 100% in collaboration with all the phenomenal souls that are showing up to give back and to change our health trajectory from one of the worst in the world to one of the best in the world. I am going on an inner dance training on Saturday with a DJ from America who's flying over. People from all over the world are coming. And then I'm going to take 3 weeks off. My wee grandson hopefully will be born, and I'm just going to spend 3 weeks in the sun, cuddling him and getting organised. We're going to do 2 goddess gatherings in November. We're not 100% sure of the venues yet, but watch out for that. We've got the Heb Healing Centre from the 4th of January until the end of February. And then we're going to have Skye Festival probably in March, just after that. And then we'll have our own spring Scotland's Wild Medicine Retreat with myself and Claire. And then we will have the Tarbert Festival. So make sure you're getting I mean, we've had such phenomenal feedback. What I would say is, you know, it can be cold. The weather in Tarbert was horrendous sometimes. The fence flew over the marquee. You really have to come prepared. Bring blankets, bring layers, thermal clothes. You know, these are the things. There's this, as they say, no such thing as the wrong weather, the wrong clothes. You have to be kitted out and prepared, and probably a wee bit resilient and a wee bit up for the cup. And we're looking at how we can make it. You know, this is the first year. You need to remember this is really, really new and young, and we're looking at everything and how we can make it better and how we can get this information out to the masses sooner rather than later. So remember, it's a wee baby. So gentle love and encouragement, that's what we need. That's what everybody needs. You know, we don't need criticism in this. Blame, shame, complain, because remember, we're moving out of these 3 energies into the new story. Can things be improved? Absolutely. We are completely aware of that, and they will be. Locals like us can always bring extra clothes. Yes, thanks, Kate. Yeah, the big problem for me is personally is I don't have a home. So I've got nowhere to keep stuff. My daughter keeps my books here at the salon. I've got stuff in my cupboards at my aunt's, but we don't have Heal Scotland blankets, Heal Scotland this, because we don't have a storage place yet. So it's a work in progress, but you know, you can come equipped yourself so that you're comfortable. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to be able to get the information and meet the other amazing people that are there. We had so much fun, and it's got to be about fun for me. This seriousness, taking life too seriously, none of us are getting it out alive. We have to be having fun. We have to support each other. We have to collaborate. There is absolutely no way we are going to change our health trajectory without understanding the basic quantum dynamic, which is that we are all interconnected. So if you have 2 million people in poverty and fear and survival, that will affect you, even if you're not there. We have to look after each other. There is absolutely no other way it can be done. So look out for the January, February. The Hebridean Inn has 8 bedrooms, 7 double beds and 1 twin bed. For the teachers and instructors, we're going to have the chalet behind as well. We're looking at overflow, a couple of Airbnbs that are round about, so that, because we've got a huge space at the Heb, locals will be able to come to a lot of the workshops, not all of them if they're intimate and, you know, you have to, if they're smaller, but look out for the programme. And again, what you can do to help me and to help the Heal Scotland movement is share the events, spread the word. And yeah, I'm going to be in touch with pretty much everybody that was there at the weekend to talk about what we can bring to the healing centre, because I want it to be one of the best in the world. I don't see why it couldn't and shouldn't be. We've got technology that blow your mind. We need to educate and inspire. We need to make all this stuff available, accessible and understandable to the masses. We need to be getting in. Chris McPherson was here with the Strong Healthy Running. Him and I were talking about whether that's the right name for it. Teaching people how to run in a way that's going to absolutely cut your risk of injury, but also can help you to run for far longer. It's fascinating. Our kids need to know about that stuff. You know, what can we do for kids' wild medicine? There's so many things to be done. Everybody plays a part in this. Everybody that's going, yeah, right, come on. Drugs and surgery are no longer the only option. Joanna was diagnosed 30 years ago. Danielle was diagnosed last year. There is only still the one thing and offer in this country. It is a closed shop. There is nowhere, unless you're very rich, that you can go to learn how magnificent you are and how you can heal yourself. And I don't know, maybe, you know, you're only meant to be here for a shorter time, but you could die with dignity and respect, but without fear and terror and everybody trying to make out that you're doing the wrong thing. Because the egos, you know, we had a phenomenal doctor there. I was actually nearly crying. She's standing under the Heal Scotland banner talking about lifestyle medicine and how if we accept that 80% of our disease is lifestyle driven, lifestyle changes are how we fix it. But then it becomes, are you capable? Are you willing and able? And that is only something you can decide. But let me assure you, this stuff is infectious. You could not have watched that breathing session or participated in that and then gone in to see without thinking, I want what they're getting. The energy was off the scale. The gratitude, you know, that I was getting, I feel a wee bit like, oh, all I did was put brilliant people together. But it's the time, isn't it? The time is right. The time is now for change. We, if not for yourself, for your children and for your grandchildren, we have to change. There is absolutely no alternative. Our children are signing out of here. You know, people are suffering because they don't know about the breath. They don't know about letting go. They don't know about family constellations. And that's another thing I'd like to just say before I finish and start going on to a rant. What time is it? Oh no, I'm fine. Because I'm in the salon today, as you can probably see. Things like family constellations and letting go, people can, and breathwork has to be said, and dance, people can shy away from because they're uncomfortable. And I was talking to a lovely guy that started Arisig Sauna, and I think they're talking about get comfortable in the uncomfortable. The discomfort's where it's at. Joe Dispenza talks about it. Get very comfortable with the unknown. If you're not willing to go out your comfort zone, well, you're going to get what you always got. That discomfort that's the sign that the body's like, right, where are we going now? That might be, you know, what's going to happen? What if I die? What if you fly? And you will fly. And we saw that at the weekend. The people that felt the fear, family constellations, letting go. You know, nobody wants to look at that stuff, but you have to clear out your hard drive from the trauma and the abuse. We have to be able to talk about these things. Holding secrets in, the body destroys the body. Out, in with the light and out with the shite, as I keep on saying. Morning, Angela. Thank you, darling. Yeah, you're right. I kind of forget about that. No, well, I tell you, the energy, I can really, really feel it. I think we're all, I met John Angus, who's just been like a godsend. Just got my back, he's just absolutely, don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that. I'm like, what? I don't have to do everything myself. He's like, no, that's sorted. He's just laying out the foundations to make it easy for me. We're opening this healing centre, the Healing Heb. We're bringing people together, and that's only the start of it. Some of you will have heard we're looking at much, much bigger healing centres. That is absolutely a potential in the field, and that will happen. Whether it happens next year or the year after, time is of no concern. But it's happening. So please, please, please share, comment, like, send us your photos, your videos, and really, really be part of the solution instead of being part of the problem. We all need to be supported. We all need to feel love and gratitude, all of us. And I've been feeling that in huge, huge abundance. And I want to send that out to everybody who's stepping up. And, you don't need to be a leader, but you can lead the way. You can stand up for the Gay Gordons. You can stand up for the Kirtan. You can stand up at family constellations. You can breathe like you actually mean it. All of these things, we're inspiring each other. And see, when you do it in a group, let me explain what happens. Brains entrain. Cells start to mimic. And when you have everybody intending, everybody, there'll always be somebody a wee bit scared. That's all right. Everybody getting together with that intention, you literally create a power grid. And that is why in that hall on Sunday, there's 3 of us that I know of just broke into what could only be called heaven. And I can't even believe I'm talking about angels in heaven, right? Because it's hilarious. But the bliss of what you experience when you get the DMT release in the brain and the past washes out, and we were crying, I'll admit it. I managed to not cry all weekend because I've been greeting at every event recently because of the loss of Danielle and that story, that journey. But I was good this weekend. I was quite strong. But then the breath work, boom, it all opened up and it's tears of joy and gratitude, and your heart opens. It's crazy. And that can be scary, right? Greeting. I hugged this guy and went, I suppose I need to get used to this hugging thing. I was like, well, you probably do, but you'll feel it. Once you start to feel that love, you'll want to hug people. So yeah, I'm going to get off now because I need to get myself down to earth. And I met John yesterday. I was like, how are you? And he says, blissful. Right? Now we know we'll get back into work and life will happen and, we'll recalibrate probably to a new norm. But we really need to get this message out to all our fellow beings. Breathe, motherfuckers. As Wim Hof says, people like to bring Wim down. I don't understand it. He's human. He's maybe not perfect. I certainly am. But he has brought this out to the masses, and that man has an enormous heart. So I, for one, I'm hugely grateful. You can tweak the breath work. You don't need to do it his way. I don't care. But what you need to know is the power lying right under your nose. And that is something that we should all have absolutely innately understanding of. So massive thanks to everyone, and I better go and get ready for my day. Have an awesome Tuesday, guys. Oh, before I go, Movement May. We're going to be moving in May, all different kinds of movement. Now, obviously, we've not got it set up properly because we've been busy. But I'll be going live tomorrow morning. We'll start with it, and I'll be bringing other amazing movers and shakers on for you. It's not all about dancing and jumping around. There'll be a little bit of that. But different ways you can move the body to help it let go of the shite. Ciao.